My mother called on a Thursday morning. By the time she hung up, I knew my son's wife had made the most expensive mistake of her life. She just didn't know it yet. My name is Luke Bennett. I fix things for a living. Not with a wrench. I mean, I'm the guy people call when something breaks that tools can't touch. Bad decisions, worse consequences. I've been doing it so long it stopped feeling like a skill and started feeling like a curse. But this time, I didn't need to fix anything. My 81-year-old mother had already handled it. I just didn't know that yet either. It was Thursday, just past 9 in the morning. Dorothy Bennett, 81 years old, still on a landline at Birwood Lane in Davenport, called me without warning. No hello, no comment about the weather, just my name, dropped flat and careful, like she was testing the floor before she stepped on it. Luke? Hey, Mom. I turned the burner off. What's wrong? Did Nathan's graduation party already happen? I set my mug down slowly. Nathan, my grandson, my son Christian and his wife Olivia's boy, had just finished his first year at Drake University. Olivia had been talking for months about throwing him a party at their place in Ankeny. Big deck, nice neighborhood, the kind of house they brought up in conversation more than was strictly necessary. Yeah, I said, I think it was this past Saturday. Why? Nobody called you? I called Christian, she said, to ask. He went quiet. Then Olivia got on the line and laughed, said, "Oh, Mrs. Bennett, the party was last Saturday." Just like that. Something cool moved through me. Not anger, not yet. Something more like recognition. She laughed. I didn't know it yet, but that laugh was about to be the most expensive sound Olivia Davis Bailey ever made. I called Christian before I was off the phone with Dorothy. He picked up fast, too fast, the way guilty people always do. Why wasn't your grandmother at Nathan's graduation party? Silence. The specific silence of a man running numbers in his head. Dad, it was just Nathan's friends, college people. It wasn't really a whole family thing. She's 81 and lives 20 minutes from you. I know, but... And then I heard it. Olivia's voice in the background. Not the words, just the tone. Low, urgent, pointed, like a coach whispering through a headset. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. "We'll come by," Christian said finally. "Next week. We'll explain in person." I called Dorothy back. "They're coming next week," I told her. "They want to explain in person." That sound, the one that means she already knows the end of the story and she's waiting to see if you'll catch up. "Mom, what aren't you telling me?" A pause long enough to park a truck in. Shirley Greer was at that party. Shirley from First Methodist? She goes to Olivia's Pilates class now. She didn't know I hadn't been invited. Called me Sunday to say what a lovely time she had had. Mentioned meeting a very professional young woman, a lawyer. Emily, she thought, with a leather folder. The floor shifted under me. Shirley said they all went inside for about an hour, left the younger kids on the deck. When they came back out, Christian looked like he'd been told bad news. Olivia looked like she'd been told very good news. "Mom," my voice came out low, "you know what I have to ask." "Yes, are they going after the house, the trust?" Dorothy Bennett had lived on Birwood Lane for 52 years. My father had built that trust before he died. Land, savings, the kind of quiet, unglamorous wealth that accumulates when you never show off and never stop working. 11 acres outside Davenport, accounts that would surprise people who assumed she was just a sweet old woman on a landline. "Luke," she said, "how long have you known Olivia?" "Long enough." "Then you already know the answer." She was right, I did. I'd never been able to put my finger on what bothered me about Olivia Davis Bailey. Polished, attentive, always said the right things at the right volume, but something underneath it, a watchfulness that wasn't warmth. I'd told myself I was being an overprotective father, told myself Christian was happy, and that was enough. I'd been lying to myself for years, and I just ran out of road. "I'm gonna make some calls," I told her. "I already did," she said. And there it was, something in her voice. Not fear, not even anger, something almost like amusement. The composure of a woman who'd been underestimated her entire life and learned to find it useful. "Luke, honey, how do you think I knew to call you on a Thursday morning?" She hung up before I could answer. I spent the next 7 days doing what I do best, not yelling, not spiraling, not tipping my hand. I drove 40 minutes down to Davenport on Monday, sat at Dorothy's kitchen table, drank her terrible decaf, and listened. Turns out Dorothy Bennett had been very busy while I was standing in Cedar Falls feeling blindsided. The morning after Shirley Greer's phone call, my 81-year-old mother had gotten dressed, driven herself to downtown Davenport, and walked into the office of Emily Johnson, a state attorney, 4th floor of the Kendall Professional Building on Brady Street. "You already knew Emily Johnson?" I stared at her. "She handled the Murphy estate 2 years ago," Dorothy said, stirring her decaf like she was discussing the weather. "Margaret Murphy spoke very highly of her. I kept her card." "You kept her card?" "I keep everything, Luke." I did know that. The woman still had my 3rd grade report card in a drawer upstairs. So Dorothy had walked in Monday morning, Emily had made some calls, and those calls confirmed that Christian and Olivia had retained a lawyer named Daniel Puett, office in West Des Moines, to begin the process of contesting Dorothy's mental competency. Mental competency? "Apparently I'm too old to make sound decisions about my own estate," Dorothy said, picking up her coffee. I found that interesting, given that I was the one who walked into a lawyer's office without being asked, while my son was still processing his feelings in Cedar Falls. I didn't have a response to that. She wasn't wrong. Thursday arrived. Christian and Olivia pulled into my driveway at 2:14 in Olivia's white Audi. Christian got out first. He looked tired, hollowed out, the way men look when they've been arguing with their wives for a week and losing. Olivia got out second and looked the opposite, composed, bright-eyed, wearing that careful smile I'd spent years trying to decode. Now I had the translation. It meant, I want something that isn't mine. "Come in," I said. I made coffee. We sat at the kitchen table, same table where I'd eaten cereal as a kid, same table where Christian had done homework, same table that apparently no longer carried any sentimental weight for the people currently sitting at it with a legal strategy. "We're worried about Dorothy," Christian said. "Worried?" I said. "She's alone in that house," Olivia jumped in, smooth, like they'd rehearsed the handoff. "She's managing significant assets without any oversight. Some of the decisions she's been making." "What decisions?" I asked. Olivia blinked once. She hadn't expected me to push back this fast. "She gave a significant sum of money to her church last year without consulting anyone." "Olivia, it's her money. She can give it to the raccoons if she wants." "Nobody's saying she can't do what she wants. We just think there should be some structure, some oversight, to protect her." To protect her. I looked at my son. This kid I'd coached Little League for, driven to college, lent money to twice without asking her back. And I felt something I can only describe as exhausted grief. Because he wasn't a bad person. He was a decent man who'd married a woman with a plan and mistaken it for a partnership. "Is that why you had an estate attorney at Nathan's graduation party?" The air in the room changed instantly. Christian went still. Olivia's smile didn't disappear. It was too trained for that, but it tightened at the corners like a rubber band being stretched. "Emily Johnson," I said. 4th floor, Kendall Building, Brady Street, Davenport. Olivia set her coffee cup down. "The same attorney," I continued, "whom my mother walked in to see on Monday while you were still deciding what to wear to this meeting." Beautiful. Total silence. "Olivia," I said, "you want to tell me what was in that leather folder, or should I tell you what Emily told my mother was in it?" "Daniel Puett, West Des Moines. That name ring a bell?" Christian looked at his wife. A fast look, a fraction of a second, but I'd been reading that kid's face for 32 years. He didn't know about Puett. He didn't know. "Christian," I said, and my voice came out softer than I intended, "how much of this did you actually know about?" His jaw tightened. He looked down at the table. That was answer enough. Olivia jumped in. "We were protecting the family's interests. Dorothy is 81 years old, and she is sitting on assets that could benefit all of us. She is sitting on assets that belong to her, that she earned, that my father built for her. And you used my grandson's graduation party as cover for a legal meeting to begin the process of declaring her incompetent? I held up one hand. She stopped. Here's what you need to understand, I said. My mother knows. She knew before I did. She was in Emily Johnson's office on Monday while you were still deciding what to wear to this meeting. And Emily Johnson is no longer your family friend. As of Tuesday, Dorothy has made some changes to her estate documents, filed and notarized. The competency challenge you were building is gone. Emily said the documentation they'd put together would take a team of lawyers 2 years to untangle and still go nowhere. Christian said very quietly, "Dad, I'm sorry." I looked at my son. I didn't say it was okay, because it wasn't. "One more thing," I said.